Welcome to our first episode of Crimes Over Wine, where the wine is for, the stories are real, and some of these crimes are absolutely unbelievable. I'm your host, Andrecia, and around here, between Norman and Weston, we grab a glass and get comfortable and talk about the cases that'll make you question, how the hell did I get here? So whether you're drinking wine, water, or minding somebody else's business with me, grab your glass because tonight's story is one you're going to want to hear. Cheers, and let's get into the crime. All right now, I need y'all to come and take a ride with me. We can get low, hop into a Chevy 4-door, let's go. And open your mind while we on this ride. And picture this. The person you love tells you, baby, I have stage 4 breast cancer. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4. I can literally see death knocking at my door. So what do? You start to think. You start to think about medical bills. You start to think about treatment. Hell, you start to think, how can I help? So while you're pondering, you come up with the idea, I'll marry you. Well, that's what tonight's episode is about. This very thing happened to Cleveland's finest, and I do mean finest, firefighter William Walker, when he decided to marry his longtime girlfriend, Uloma Curry-Walker, after she told him she had stage 4 breast cancer and needed better health insurance. Let's just stop right there. They ain't had Medicaid. She ain't had Medicaid. You don't think she can get Medicaid? Because baby, I'm trying to tell you, Medicaid is the best goddamn insurance. I'm just saying that for everything. I'm just saying. Anyway, back to y'all. Now look, that sounds like love, right? Yeah, like he love me, baby. I'm trying to tell you, if a man marry me for some health insurance, baby, I know he love me. I'm telling you, he love me. But y'all, it's just one itsy-wincy teeny problem. The helper never had breast cancer. What? Come on, somebody. What you mean she never had breast cancer? No, sir. She ain't never had it, y'all. Let me tell y'all. Unfortunately, this wasn't the biggest lie that William was about to uncover. Because just months before he said I do, just months after he said I do, Mr. William was found shot dead in his driveway like a rack of dog. No shade. Yes, sir. And the woman he married to help save her life, come on, y'all follow me, right? Listening, would eventually be accused of orchestrating the plan to take his life. Baby, what? So you mean to tell me this man was trying to save yours and you took his? Ain't no way. Ain't no mother-in way. Ain't no way. Fix it, Jesus. Baby, let me tell you, that's not even the wildest part of the story, okay? Because she got her teenage daughter involved, 17 to be exact, her boyfriend to be the hitman, all for a life insurance policy. And one hell of a plot twist when it came to collect the money, child. Well, we don't get into that, child. We don't get into that, honey. So, yes, tonight this episode is going to be about Mr. William Walker. May he rest in peace. Let's take a moment of silence for a second. Okay. So, y'all, this lady married this man in the summer of 2013, just to turn around and have him slaughtered in the streets on November 3rd, 2013. Now, I know a lot of y'all was probably asking, why? Why did she do it? Why did she do it, Starkeisha? Why do everybody else do it? Simple. It's literally as simple as this. The money, the dinero, the money on. And also because she felt Mr. William was coming in closer to her lies. She felt that he was about to discover that A, she didn't have breast cancer. But not only did she not have breast cancer, Miss Mamas was over there committing fraud in that man's name. They said, honey, she was spending more money that was coming in. She was taking out loans, spending this and spending that. Miss Mamas had a high value need for materialistics. Honey, they said she liked the diamonds and pearls. Honey, she wanted to be wrapped in furs, honey. And she just knew that Mr. William had that big old insurance policy, honey. So she wanted to get her lies, get this man out of the way so she never had to uncover that she was lying about this disease and that she was lying about committing fraud on her name. Now, like I said, the wildest part is that she didn't go to a hitman on the street. She didn't find Ray Ray and Pookie and them or you know what I'm saying, none of them from the corner store. She turned to her baby girl who was dating a 20-year-old man at the time by the name of Chad Paget. Now, Mr. Chad was like, baby, I ain't no killer, but don't push me. But he said, no, I can't pull the trigger, but I know somebody who can. So he go and recruit 2 more idiots by the names of Christopher. Let me get you right now. Hold on 1 second. The names was Christopher. Should have had this up, the little episode, but Christopher Hine and Ryan Doherty. Now, Ryan Doherty was the actual shooter, but Christopher and Chad helped arrange the killing, and Miss Uloma was the mastermind behind it. So they plotted out. She paid him pennies on the dollar. Baby, you could got more food stamps than what she paid them man on some weed. Baby, you know how much of a crackhead you got to be to go kill somebody knowing that you could possibly get killed yourself or go to prison for the rest of your life for pennies on a dollar. Not pennies on a dollar. Baby, listen. So she recruits them and she gets him lowered outside. So the plan was she's going to tell him she's hungry. And what does any devoted husband who has a wife who's dying on her deathbed of breast cancer stage 4 would do? Baby, you hungry? I'll be back. I'll go get it. That man leaves, go spend his last dollars that he's ever going to spend at the food place to come back home to take 2 steps out his car and about to enter the home to be gunned down in his own driveway in a house that he paid for. Honey, when the police come, Miss Uloma is all hysterical. Oh my God, Lord Jesus, not David, Lord Jesus. Take me now, Lord. And she all over there, just crying and shit, putting all the waterworks theatrical in it. But let me tell you, Miss Mama's could have won an Oscar, okay? Because I seen the clips. I seen the story. I seen the footage. She could have won an Oscar. And the police officers, well, Miss Uloma, who do you think could have done this to your husband? He's such a great man. I don't know. I think it was the neighborhood drug dealers. We've been having some problems with them. I just don't know who would do this. Whole story, just putting it on. And so the cops went with it. The cops had no clue. But when them cops start digging, they start digging, baby. And so they found out that Mr. William had a life insurance policy for $100,000. And they start looking at the beneficiary. Here's the plot twist. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love your good plot twist, baby. Miss Uloma thought that the Curry, was the beneficiary. Suck a boo-boo. Baby, do you not know Mr. William left his ex-wife, Miss Rita, on that beneficiary? Did not change it. Reason being, why? Why? Because he said if something ever happened to him, this woman has his kids, and she needs her to be able to help take care of those kids. So the police won't looking at Miss Uloma because in their mind, well, she's not on the life insurance policy. She wouldn't be getting anything. So let's put our focus towards Rita. Miss Rita, baby. Now, I remember Cedar from BET? Her name Rita. Miss Rita, baby, was like, ha. I have no reason to kill that man. He was a good man, a good father. We got along. I got along with Uloma. I came over to the house. We cooked out. We did white people shit. We had fun. But their eyes was glued on Rita. Because 9 times out of 10, when a person get killed, it's for the life insurance policy. It took them almost 2 years. First of all, let's pause before we say that. Let's go to his funeral real quick. This man was so loved. They said his funeral was over 300 people. That's how packed it was. What pissed me off is that this woman over here crying and hooting and hollering and snot-nosing and getting all the help from the families and shit when she the one who had him gunned down. And the person that should have been getting the help, Miss Rita with them kids, I'm pretty sure they was side-eyeing her. Helfer. I ain't like you no way. That she probably killed that man. They was side-eyeing the wrong woman. So fast forward. It took them almost 2 years to be able to solve this murder. Now you're probably thinking, well, how did they solve it, Andrecia? I'm about to tell you. They got a tip on the tip line. Because you know, honey, they say when you commit a crime, you commit it by yourself. And with all them people involved, somebody's allowed to slip up and tell somebody something, honey, something. Me, if I'm gonna commit a crime, I'm gonna do it by myself. Because I'm not gonna say nothing, Nathan's hot dogs, to nobody about Nathaniel, okay? But with all them being involved, mind you, that's 5 people involved. Somebody don't slip up and say something. And so from that tip line, they started the cell phone records. So I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna stop this real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't commit a crime, please leave your cell phone at home. I know you thinking those burner phones, like, oh shit, they can't track them. They can. If they really want, honey, they got that bird in the sky. They really want to track you, they can. Don't ever believe that you are untrackable. There are cameras everywhere. A lot of y'all are dumb. So if you're going to do this, understand how them cell towers work. If you're in the vicinity, your phone is going to ping off that. If you turn that phone off, like the airplane mode, and you have Wi-Fi, your Wi-Fi is going to ping to the nearest vicinity. Be smart about it. Leave your phones at home. Matter of fact, don't even commit the crime. But if you must commit it, leave your phones at home. So they was able to be picked up by the cell phone tires. So Chris had to be the boyfriend, the daughter's boyfriend, the 20-year-old, running his mouth because that's who they went to go pick up. And baby, honey, listen, when I said Chris, baby, it ain't Chris. His name is Chad. Chad is the one that got picked up, Mr. Paget. Baby, when Mr. Paget got picked up, he was in there singing like a yellow canary on a Sunday morning. A tweet, 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 tweet. A tweet, 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 tweet. And I remember him saying this. He said, if I tell you who orchestrated this, you ain't gonna believe me. He told the police officer, he ain't gonna believe me. He said, yes, I will. He said, no, you won't. He said, yes, I will. He said, no, you won't. He said, who did it? He said, Uloma. They said, what? Not the wife. She don't have a motive. He said, yeah, now. She thought she was the beneficiary. Boom. This bitch done killed this man for no reason. You get 0, Miss Mamas. So you can imagine how mad she felt knowing that she didn't get a dime and everything went to that ex-wife. So you literally about to do time for a crime that you got nothing in return for. So when he started singing like Canary, honey, they wouldn't pick up the whole crew. They just rounded everybody up, Chad. They just, you know what I'm saying, rounding everybody up. Now, I'm not sure what Chris, Ryan's, or Chad's actual sentence was. I did forget those, and honestly, I didn't even look up the time. I just know what they each was convicted of. But Uloma, the mastermind, got life without the possibility of parole. Now, I do know her 17-year-old daughter her case was sent to the juvenile court. So usually, you know, juvenile, if you get put in jail, most of the times, it's like up until you're 21. Let me just say this. This is a heartbreaking story because so many lives were affected because of this one woman's selfishness of greed. Selfishness and her mindset of greed. You implemented your only daughter to help you kill a man. Now you probably think, why would her daughter go through with it? Well, they say, honey, that the daughter and him didn't get along. You know how these young, fast children is. They were like, you ain't my daddy. You ain't my daddy. Well, who is your daddy? Because obviously you don't know him. And I'm the closest thing you don't have since a father, you know. So, you know, they was bickering back and forth. So she was more than willing to help her mama out. Why would you do that to your child? Your child have their whole life ahead of them. But because you're selfish and you're greedy, you decided to bring down your child, her 20-year-old boyfriend, his people, two of them. Not only did you do that, you ruined everybody's life that was attached to Mr. Williams. My heart goes out to those kids. If I'm not mistaken, he had two. They'll never get to be there with their father to grow old. Their father will never get to see them graduate high school, have their first child, get married, accomplish so many different things. Because the man who tried to save your life, you end up taking. Now, mind you, this didn't even go to trial until 2017. So from 2013 to 2017, the case wasn't solved until almost 2 years later, so let's take away that. So she sat in jail about two something years, and she has the rest of her life to think about this. Now, the irony of it is that you were so lavish and so this and so that, you in there now with the same shirt, the same pants, the same slides, and that 5x7 cell, eating coochie. I'm sorry, I don't know why I threw that in. I ain't shit. But I'm just saying, people, we have to really start thinking before we do things, because it's not worth it. I'm going to tell you, more money would not make you better or help you out in life if you can't handle the small things, the small amount that you have now. And the small amount that you may think you have could be somebody else's large amount. So you always have to remember to count your blessings. That man didn't deserve this. His family, friends, children, ex-wife, everybody attached to him didn't deserve this pain. You ask me, she should have got the death penalty. Because it's crazy how people will go commit murder and torture other people, but as soon as you say the death penalty is on the table, they want to cry, take it off. Take it off for what? You had no mercy. You showed no mercy when you was out there killing your victims. Now you want somebody to show mercy on you. I am a firm believer in the death penalty. I am. Take me back to the Hammurabi Code. Eye for an eye. It is what it is. You know, United States is one of these countries that is so lax. That's why our crime run rapid. You go to other countries, baby, if they even steal, they get a hand cut off. Baby, I ain't stealing Nathaniel. But over here, you could just like you just do whatever and get no, we gonna put you in a cell, have you work for us for pennies on the dollar, give you three meals, three meals a hot in the cot every day. They living like that's luxury to them. They ain't gotta worry about nothing. We gotta do better as a whole, as people. Not even as races. Race has nothing to do with it, because serial killing, murder, everything, raping, that happens in every single race. So that's why I said we have to do better as a whole, as in humanity. We gotta do better, baby. Now, I want to hear your thoughts. Do you feel the sentencing was long enough? Was justice really served? What part of the case had you thinking, ain't no damn way? Whatever it is, go ahead and drop it in the comments so we can discuss it together. And if you like this episode, remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe, because we're back tomorrow with another story from you. I am your host, Andrecia, and this has been Crimes Over Wine. Remember, sip the wine, let's discuss the crime, but never forget the victim, because these are real cases with real people, with real families whose lives have been forever altered. Until next time, cheers.